Okay, welcome back. This is Ray from explorerray.com. And first of all, I would like to say it has been 4 weeks since I put out my last video. I'm sorry about that, but it has been very busy. I am in my last 3 weeks for preparation when I'm going to Antarctica. And today I have a little treat for you, and that is the not new, but for me new, Removu R1, a GoPro accessory. So please enjoy. Hello, this is Ray from explorerray.com. Welcome back. Like I mentioned, it's been a long time since I did my last video. I'm sorry about that. But okay, topic of the day is GoPro accessories, and more primarily this is the Removu R1. For those who are not familiar with it, this is a kind of remote control to a GoPro and a kind of screen for the GoPro. Before I get too much into it, I would like to tell a little bit about why I got it. This is my GoPro. I sold my, like I mentioned, I sold my old GoPro Hero 3, which had been trustworthy for a couple of years, and I bought myself a GoPro Hero 4 Black. This is a nice little thing. Maybe a little scary thing about it is that it takes full HD in 4K video and delivers actually quite spectacular results. Maybe the thing that scares me the most is that the loudspeaker in it is actually extremely well. I would say it's much better than the Hero 3. Maybe, from my point of view. It's a little bit thinner, it's a little bit more sleek, and it works quite nicely. And I'm not a filmographer. I'm not very skilled shooting video, but I'm trying to improve, and I'm trying to take a lot of images. So what I am expecting is that when I go to Antarctica, I am going to take as much video as I can, especially when I'm going offshore or going off the boat, going onshore and so on. So, and one thing that kind of annoys me a little bit about the GoPro as a system, you can say, is that you sometimes have the need to actually look if it's actually filming correctly. I have the LCD backpack, which I used a little bit, but the problem is, of course, that it doesn't give you a live stream. It doesn't work that way. And a friend of mine, he tipped me that, yeah, you can use the live view on your smartphone. The GoPro app is actually quite nice. For those of you who are not aware of that, the GoPro app is, yeah, I would say it's fairly good. For those of you who haven't seen it, it looks like this. A little bit difficult to see, but it's quite nice. And you can fix all the settings so on from a fairly nice user interface. And that's good, but the problem is that it kind of do the same thing as your LCD backpack. You have to bring out something extra. It's not particularly action filled. You have to do something extra, have to get another appliance, take your camera off, get your phone ahead when you're trying to find out if you're shooting correctly. So okay, and a friend of mine said, yeah, but you also have something called a GoPro clock. I don't know exactly what he meant, but I think he might mention like the Apple Watch or something like that, that you can install the GoPro app on, and on that way get a live view stream. But I did a Google search and I found this thing. I think it came out last year. I haven't found all that many videos on it. But this is a company called Removu, or Removu. And I ordered it from Amazon in England. It was actually a bit hassle getting it, because this company who I bought it from didn't ship to Norway, so I had to use this forwarding service to be able to get it in Norway, but that worked fine. And I got it. It looks like this. It's quite small. A little bit big wristwatch kind of thing. And you have this strap, which allows it to act like exactly a wristwatch. And you just put it on if you want to. You can have it in your pocket if you want, but you can wear it as a wristwatch. Here is the thing, which is actually kind of cool. If you have a jacket on or something, you can just hide it there. No one will actually see you wearing it. And that's kind of nice, because the only thing you actually will need is that you actually turn it on and it kind of works. A note of caution here. I haven't too much experience, but when I read about this before I bought it, they said it had a little problem with freezing up, it had a little bit problem with lagging, and so on. And I haven't had a problem with, I had a problem once. The estimated battery life on this is 3 hours. Last Saturday, I did my first tarot test with it. I was on a mountain trip, and I was trying to take some images, and I had this on all the time. I actually went through 3 batteries on the trip, because the Hero 4, when using Wi-Fi and so on, eats battery. It takes a lot of battery. So I used 3 batteries, and that was approximately 2.5 hours, something like that, of recording I did. Approximately maybe 2 hours out in the recording, this freezed. So the only possible I had to actually reset it was that I have to let the battery run out. And that should take approximately 3 hours. And not being able to reset it in a similar way isn't all that good. I have to say though, that after that happened, I have updated it to the last firmware. And when it comes to lag, because out of the box, when it has the first version of the software, it might have a delay on the video stream it shows from the GoPro of maybe 3-4 seconds. It's actually kind of irritating. You get the notion of what it actually does, but it doesn't work quite good. But download the update, install it, and it works much better. You have a not noticeable delay at all, and that is actually quite brilliant. So now I think it works excellent. But another thing, and this is quite important, the Removu is probably made for the Hero 3 or the Hero 2 or something like that. That is the way it's been designed. So when the Hero 4 came, that probably gave it a little bit more to chew on. So they have done some software updates, but you have to be sure. And one of the things is that when you're setting it up for the first time, you have to have the GoPro app on your phone. And the reason is that you have to configure a network which your GoPro is actually talking to. And when you have configured the network it talks to, then you can configure the Removu to connect to the same network, which identifies the GoPro. After you have done this for the first time, you can actually just put your cell phone away, put the cell phone away and everything, and or the GoPro app, and then just use the Removu. So that's actually quite an interesting thing. So you have to be a little bit, you have to understand what you're doing the first time when you are setting it up. So, but afterwards, when you have turned it on, the only thing you do is, the first thing you do is actually, like always, you turn on the GoPro, like so, and you turn on your Wi-Fi. Now it's blinking blue and everything, and then you have 3 buttons here. You press the middle one, as always. And here you go, you can see it actually shows Removu. Let me just take it off my wrist. And when it's actually, you can say, connecting, and when it's actually connecting, you can say, then you have set it up. So now I'm filming myself and I can see myself in the camera, and it works actually very nice. So and another thing here about Removu itself, you have 3 buttons, and this is the same layout as the GoPro itself. You have the mode button or the on-off switch and the mode button, and here you have the record. So if I want to record something, I just press that, and here you have go back. And you can actually, in the mode button, you can choose from the time lapse and the video and the still images and all the modes it have, and you can do the settings afterwards. I would though still recommend that you actually do, if you need to do those kind of installations or changes when you're going out shooting, I would do it through the GoPro app, because it's a lot of pushing and a lot of very easy to do mistakes. But when you get into it, it's actually quite good. So I'm looking very much forward to actually using it. I'm not worried, but I'm a bit interested in seeing how it actually performs when it comes to cold weather. So when I come back from Antarctica, I'm very excited to see, does this actually hold up for 3 hours, which they are saying, because it only has a remote battery, or internal battery I mean. The other thing here, which is actually quite nice, is that you actually have a micro USB slot here, which is the one you use for hardware updates, and the one you actually are using for you're using for hardware updates, and you're actually using it for charging it and so on. So that was just my little top tip for today. If you need a live view from your GoPro action cam, check out the Removu. From what I've seen, from what I've used it for so far, I would recommend it. So I hope you find this useful. If you like what I do, please subscribe to my channel here on YouTube, and if you also like what I take of images and want to maybe follow some of my adventures around the world, check out my blog explorerray.com. Stay tuned and have an excellent weekend. Goodbye for now.